Hi, this is Buzz Waterston, and I thought I might give you a little bit of an overview of my office, tell you a little bit about what makes us tick here, and hopefully it's the right place for you. So at any rate, I think the best place to start would be with some comments. It's very hard for me to do this because I'm on the inside of what we do. The best place to start is really with some comments that were given by a patient today. So I hope you'll excuse my reading these, because otherwise, if I try to remember everything, I'm definitely going to have some senior moments here. So this is what a patient said today. She had spent probably about the last 10 years putting off a decision on some dental treatment that I thought would help her in the long run. And she finally made the decision to have that treatment done. And so we placed the restorations that she had wanted. Actually, she used to hold up a silver crucifix at me when I would suggest this treatment. But, she decided it was in her best interest. And after I placed the dentistry, I said to her, you really made a decision here that took you a long time to make. Now it was the right decision. And I think it's really important that you just stop for a minute or 10 minutes, pat yourself on the back, and really feel good about yourself and your decision. And I gave her a bottle of champagne. And what she said was, nobody has ever done something like this before for me, certainly not a dentist. But this is the type of thing we do in our office. We've copyrighted a couple of phrases that really capsulize what the office is about. One is, we live for your comfort. And the other is, the dentist for people who care about their teeth. And if this is an area that's important to you, we're the right place. So some other comments I got today from this particular patient. It's a pleasure to come to the office. She never, has fear of coming to the office. Everybody's so warm and friendly. She feels like it's friends taking care of friends. That's a good way to describe the office. When I was starting dental school at Penn, my wife was starting nursing school at Columbia, and this is before unlimited national calling cell plans, and we were engaged. And she'd call me up, every couple of nights, or I'd call her. And typically her conversations would start like this: it happened again today. So I'd say, what happened? And she would say the doctor came in and hid behind his 6-syllable terminology, said things that the patient couldn't understand, introduced himself by his title, not his name, and then left. And the patient turned to the non-threatening, approachable student nurse and said, what's really going on? And that's when I swore. I wasn't even in the clinic yet seeing patients, but I swore at that point that I wouldn't have an office like that. And my patients have areas of expertise. They just don't all get initials after their names for that expertise. I happen to get some initials. So what happens in the office is there are no initials. My patients who are doctors don't get called doctor. I get called Buzz by my staff and by all my patients, and it levels the playing field. I don't set myself above my patients. I'm a person first, and I just happen to be a dentist. So, we're informally professional here, is the way one patient put it. So some other feedback we've gotten from patients is that no one's ever been this thorough before. For example, very few dentists take blood pressure. We routinely take blood pressure at virtually every visit on virtually every patient over 18. The other thing is outstanding personal service. We don't overbook. People don't sit here and wait an hour for an appointment. They're seen much more promptly. And we try to treat people as individuals. I don't treat everybody the same. Everybody's got different needs. And my staff tends to follow in my footsteps. It's a very nurturing staff. It's the kind of place where somebody would walk by you as you sit in the reception area and they're on their way to another task, and they see you and they say, hi, hope you're having a great day. Not too many medical offices or dental offices are like that. Really sets us apart. The other thing is the office has a very, very strong prevention program. Some feedback we get from our patients is, I'm 50 years old and no one has ever spent the time before to sit down with me and say, this is how you take care of your teeth to prevent disease. This is how you brush, this is how you floss, this is why you need to do these things. So we're very strongly into patient education, and nothing makes us feel better than to see people accept our mantra and come back for a 6-month checkup, another 6-month checkup, another checkup, another checkup, and we get to tell them everything looks fine, you're doing a great job in your home care. My hygienists obviously do a great job at their end, and we like to give good news to people we like. So everything we're about is eliminating problems before they start. Several other things people have mentioned. They talk about the reception area in our office, so I'll give you a little quick tour. When you walk in, the first thing you see is some live orchids, which my wife grows, and she does a beautiful job. And then under that is a nice, relaxing Chinese water fountain. And under that is a very relaxing, welcoming, sedate statue of the Buddha. Over here we have a lot of preventive products for our patients. We have an area for kids with a keyboard, lots of books, some interesting movable statues that they can play around with. And here we have a computer for our patients, or they're the people who accompany them. I like to call them their bodyguards. So people can check their email, surf the web. Here is our amazing rocking love seat. People who are nervous always gravitate to this. Just rock back and forth and start relaxing a little bit. Here we have a water system that purifies water about 17 different ways and ozonates the water, so it's basically sterile. And right here in the corner is our Capresso coffee machine. We also have a TV for our patients' needs with cable. And the Capresso machine, I think this month we have Ethiopian Yirgacheffe coffee. It's great coffee, mild, full-flavored. And what the machine does is, here we go, it grinds the beans, tamps them down, brews the coffee, and you get a perfect cup of coffee. Eat your heart out, Starbucks. So that's pretty much, and also, you'll always see anywhere from at least a dozen current magazines in our office. No 4-year-old copies of Arizona Highways. Another thing we do is we're unusually thorough. I figured out recently that I probably spent more than a calendar year of my life in continuing education, so I've learned a few things over the years. One of the things we do is at every comprehensive exam, and our first exams tend to take about 45 minutes long. It's not a 5-minute count your teeth and get a prize kind of exam, unless you're 4 years old. But we do a thorough TMJ check, including the jaw muscles, the muscles here that can get headaches with a messed up TMJ. We do a thorough TMJ exam at every comprehensive exam we do. A couple of other things, friendly, informal. Our patients tell us we're always up on things. So we were one of the first practices in Pennsylvania to have a Diagnodent laser early decay detection system. That was 1999. In fact, I had to get my unit from Australia to beat the crowds. We use a Velscope. It's a very sophisticated system for detecting oral cancer in its earliest stages, even well before a visual exam can find it. And I'm one of the few offices in the state of Pennsylvania who is using ozone. Now, when you think of ozone, you probably think of this stuff that's spewed into the atmosphere as an industrial pollutant. That's not what we're about here. Ozone is used throughout the world, and unfortunately the The United States really lags behind even places like Cuba and Brazil. But ozone is used throughout the world medically. It is phenomenal for wound healing. It sterilizes bacterial contamination. So when you get your teeth cleaned here, it's not just a cleaning. We use the Cavitron, the thing that vibrates tartar off, but the other thing we do is we run water with ozone dissolved in it through the Cavitron. So while you're getting your cleaning, damaging, oxygen-hating, anaerobic bacteria are being killed. Those are the kind of bacteria that cause permanent bone loss, and severe gum disease. And they're also the kind of bacteria you really don't want migrating from your mouth into your coronary arteries. So here, what we're doing is, for the first time, we're able to fundamentally change the kind of bugs that live in your mouth. So things like germs and it's a great Latin expression, germ poop, are eliminated from your mouth. Healthy germs tend to grow, healthy bacteria tend to grow into the vacuum, and we're enhancing your general health also. And the way we use ozone, it's very safe. It's great for desensitizing teeth. We use it during root canals to actually make the inside of the tooth sterile. So people are worried about having root canals and the inside of the tooth still harbors germs. It's pretty hard for them to live when ozone is applied. Let's see if there's anything else I've left out, and I really don't want to go for another 45 minutes here. I routinely call new patients the day before their first appointment, just to find out if there's anything on their minds that they haven't mentioned to the treatment coordinator who took the original call. And people are just blown away by this. They've never had it done before. After I do a complex procedure, I call people that evening to make sure they're okay. And I firmly believe people heal better when they think somebody's concerned about them. Also, we use humor in the office. I tend to have a weird sense of humor. You can verify that if you want on my blog, globetrottingdentist.com. And we've known for years that people who laugh produce endorphins, and endorphins are painkillers. So we're very serious about the serious things, but we're very upbeat. We have a sense of humor here. I had one patient a couple of weeks ago. He was so afraid of the dentist that we had to sedate him for his initial